set the hook. Whoa. Alright guys, welcome back to Blue Line Fishing, and this is this month's edition, the April edition of the Mystery Tackle Box. Let's get into it, see what we got. Alright guys, let's open this up and see what we have. Take a look and see what kind of goodies we've got for this month. First thing in the Mystery Tackle Box for the month of April is a Amazing Baits crankbait. And I want to take this out of the box so you can get a little better look at it and give you a little more info on it. But it's Karl's Amazing Baits, the Shimmy Shake. It's supposed to dive 5 to 8 feet. I'm going to take it out of here so you can get a little better look at it and what it's all about. As you can see, it's done in kind of that Texas crawdad pattern on there. The interesting thing about this lure is if you look at it, it looks like the front of the lure was designed to have the eyes inserted on the front on both sides, but on this bait they painted eyes on the back. It's got a pretty aggressive lip on it, which I would say is going to give it a pretty wide wobble. And the only thing I'm not a fan of on this crankbait is this tassel treble hook on the back. I'm just not a big fan of it. If you're throwing something like a Rebel Popper R topwater bait, I'll use tasseled hooks. Otherwise, I'm not a fan. So I'd probably take that off and replace it with a little bit bigger treble hook on the back of that. But good looking bait nonetheless. It's got the rattles in it, so we'll see how it does. So that is the Shimmy Shake. Next thing we have is some Pegasus fishing weight stoppers. They're like bobber stoppers. A couple boxes ago, there was a different brand. I think it was the Catch Company brand that a Mystery Tackle Box put in there. I have some of these now, use them, so I'll get some more use out of these. But second box in the last couple months that they put those in. Third thing we have is the Mustad Extra Wide Gap 3/0 hook. I really like Mustad hooks, and apparently Mystery Tackle Box does too, because they put quite a few Mustad products in their tackle boxes here. But they're good for creature baits and other baits with big bodies on them to get through all that plastic, try and get that solid hook set. So I'll definitely get some use out of those. Next thing we have is another hard bait, and this is the RS Ranger crankbait. It says it dives 2 to 4 feet, and I'll take it out of the package here so you can get a better look at it as well. Looks like it's kind of done up in a perch pattern on it, and it's also kind of translucent. You can see through it. The interesting thing is if you guys look right here, you can see hopefully a chamber that has a single knocker in it, and it's supposed to supposedly have a weight transfer system in it where it gives you a little longer casting distance. I'd be curious to see what the action is on this bait. I like the shallower crankbaits, 2 to 4 feet, 3 to 5 feet. So I'll definitely throw this. Not familiar with the company, but like I say, it's a pretty good looking bait there. So another hard bait in the Mystery Tackle Box here for April. So we'll set that off the side. Now we'll get into some soft baits. This is B8 Labs, and I'm not really sure what they're calling this one, but it's supposedly supposed to have, it says tournament winning action, high tech bait, and strong flavor, extreme squid scent. So let's see what squid scent smells like. Plus we'll take it out of the packaging and get a little better look at it. And it smells like dog food. So apparently if your fish like dog food, they're going to dig this bait. No, I'm just kidding. But it does smell like dog food, honestly. Interesting thing on this bait, when you look at it, if you can kind of see it from head on here, it has kind of a triangle design to it. So I'm curious how that's going to fall through the water column, if it's going to fall like a Senko, more of that horizontal presentation when it falls, and that tapering it has, kind of flatter on top, the triangle shape on the bottom, how that's going to work. But I would definitely throw this weedless wacky rig, maybe Ned rig. I think it'd be good for all that. It's done up in that watermelon color with black and red flake on it there. So that is the B8 Labs worm. I'm not exactly sure what they're calling it here as far as the model on it, but I'll find out for you for the end of this here. And the last lures we have in there is the Fishui plastic baits right here. I'll take those out too. I think this bait has a real interesting design. It's kind of done up in the same color as the B8 Labs, as far as it's kind of got that watermelon color with the black and red flake on it. But the interesting thing is, look at this tail, how easily that thing, I'm barely moving my fingers and that tail's just dancing all over the place. So I think this would have a really interesting presentation on a shaky head rig, or if you were putting it on something like a weedless rig, like a Pro Spot remover. You could obviously also throw it weedless, and you could throw it on a Ned rig. But I think the shaky head would be interesting in this, because that tail on that just, ooh, it gets with it. So that's a pretty cool bait, and the texture on it, I'm not sure if it's a hand pour. It feels mold injected to me. It's a little bit tougher, so maybe that has a little more durability to it. But anyway, that is the Fish-Huey lures right there, and plastic bait. And then every month they put a sticker in the box, and I'm gonna have to say, guys, out of the mystery tackle boxes that I've gotten a bunch. This is probably honestly the lamest sticker that I've got. It. I don't get it. The bass with the baby rattle with the bobber and the crawfish mouth and the baby bonnet. No, I'm not really digging it. But hey, if it's your thing, I guess that's a cool sticker, but not really the best one they've ever done. And then they have their Dibble, which is a good little flyer they put in there. It's usually got some good tips and some neat information in it, so it's worth reading through when you get your mystery tackle box. And as far as the different types of baits, like I say, you got the shimmy bait here, the Reaction Strike RS Ranger hard bait, the hooks, the bobber stops or the weight stops, and the Fish-Huey lure here they're calling a doggy pup. So that's the name on that. And the B8 Labs are calling it SQ Worm. So that's your SQ Worm on that. In fact, fishing tomorrow, we're going to probably throw mostly salt plastic, so I'll give both these salt plastics a try. Hey guys, that's the mystery tackle box for April 2019. Hope you guys liked it. You can see what's in there. They're all a little bit different, but not a bad box overall. If you liked the video, please give me a like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Also, you can catch up with me on Facebook at Blue Line Fishing. And on there also some online of spinner baits, rod socks, power spinners. You guys can check that out. And also on Instagram at blue_line_fishing. And got some pretty neat things posted on there too. Thanks for watching this month. I really appreciate it. We'll see you guys next time.